Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen November update. There is a lot going on this month. Alpha 4.4 is adding the Nyx system. That's an EVOCATI at the moment, but that's going to go to wider PTU and then live and all that sort of jazz. The IAE 2955 is a massive ship expo and free fly. Tons of new ships and vehicles going to be available then. It is the biggest event for CIG each year, at least in terms of sales and player traffic. There's a load of stuff there that we're going to be talking about. We've got tech preview tests with engineering. We've got EVOCATI builds. We're going to go through all the stuff you can look forward to this month. But to start with, we're going to talk about the giveaway winners from October. We gave away 5 ships, CAX, Pisces, and Arrow, a 100i, a Sulen, and Nomad. I will chuck those up on the screen and the winners of those rather than trying to say a load of names that I could not pronounce. If you're curious on how to claim your prize, reply on the comment, the winning comment, and then you can either contact me through my Discord or email. There is a section in each of my videos saying BoredGamer giveaway rules, and if you click that, you'll actually get all the details of how to claim and all that sort of jazz. The new giveaway for this month is for a Grey's Market Shiv. So this is a heavy fighter, it's a compound ship, it's stuck together from a load of different parts. There's a turret of a Hurricane on it, it's mostly made out of a Cutlass, but there's some Freelancer parts, there's some Valkyrie parts on it. There's also an emergency bucket should you need it aboard the ship, and it comes with a CitizenCon bundle as well, so we've got a digital goodies bundle with it with a load of FPS gear and some flare items and that sort of jazz. The ship comes with lifetime insurance, and you also get a gameplay package as well. Everything you need to play Star Citizen. Just comment on any of my videos made during the month of November to be in for a chance of winning that. And a big thanks to CIG for giving us that for a prize. So let's talk about one of the big things that's going this month, and we're going to be covering loads. Alpha 4.4, that's in EVOCATI at the moment. CIG have said it's going to wider PTU later this week, at least that's the plan. Currently, the patch adds the Nyx system, which is a big area of space, the Glacium Ring, Delamar, Levski, the hero landing zone there, and some jump point stations, some other stations, that sort of stuff. It doesn't add any of the planets of Nyx, they're coming later, and there's a load of changes in that patch to PDTs, the point defense systems or turrets or whatever you want to call them, cannons. The initial EVOCATI patch went out on the 31st of October. The latest one went out on the 3rd of November, and that has even more fixes in. I think they added spawn points for the 2 Nyx jump point stations that go to Pyro and Stanton, and that's temporary as well at the moment. There's technically not supposed to be a jump point from Nyx to Stanton. That will be going to Castra instead in the future. Anyway, I'm expecting this to go to live mid-November before the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. I think it's very unlikely they'll do the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and a patch launch like on the same day. There'll be too many people downloading, there could be a load of problems, and these sort of events add a lot of strain on the servers. It's much more likely that more problems will turn up during the IAE and when there's a new patch. So combining those two things together, potentially a very bad idea. The patch is expected to get a load more additions as well beyond what we've talked about. I've not seen any Vandal ships yet in that EVOCATI build, nor the Sworn Enemies, Station Assault, Defense and Investigation activity they've got there. I think it's like a mission set, but also then once you're there, there's an activity to do like permanently in the same way that you have at SD facilities. Beyond that, you can also expect FPS stuff, a shotgun pistol, a boom tube missile launcher, some medium battle armor, and there's a Wicklow variant of it as well that's more Vandally. Beards, lots of beards you can customize your characters with, a load of new Wicklow offerings, including the Wicklow version of the RSI Meteor and Guardian MX, maybe some other bits as well. There's going to be a Nyx mission pack, loads of extra missions here, and some interstellar hauling missions as well. QV service stations, which are going to be occupied by a new enemy faction that you can find in the Glacium Ring. There's exterior freight elevators for better cargo management at Nyx and Pyro stations. One of the interesting things as well is there are loads of fixes for Alpha 4.3.2 issues, which I was hoping were going to be hot fixed for 4.3.2, but haven't been. It looks like they won't be fixed, a lot of the problems I'm having with 4.3.2 until 4.4 is released. So once that goes to wider PTU, potentially later this week, we will have a little bit more of a look at that patch, because we can talk about it, but we can't actually show it off any of the footage from the EVOCATI build. Something else I'm very much looking forward to talking about more this month is engineering. That was on a tech preview build earlier, and there's no build currently available. They've taken a load of feedback from the quite short build they put up for like one evening and are implementing some fixes, and I believe they will be bringing it back shortly. I don't actually 100% know. Things of note in the tech preview for that engineering build that was in EVOCATI is that they had vastly improved the UIs. You could open and close doors, seal them off across the ship. Fire is a thing. Putting things out with a fire extinguisher, also a thing. You can use the fire extinguisher to cool things down as well, because if components get too hot, they just shut down. Fuses, more like relays now. If you lose all the fuses in an area, the section doesn't go dark, it doesn't power down, it just has significantly less power output and throughput. A big list of ships, I think it's over 70, have been set up for engineering to some degree, but things like the Idris haven't been finished yet, so they are still working on getting ships set up for it, while also working on the finer points of the mechanics. I don't know if it's going to be live by the end of the year. It could be something they get live next year for sure. It is really hard to tell. I think that's the feeling from most people as well, that, yeah, they might do another couple of tests this year and then live maybe middle of next year. We do know that CIG want to test crafting on the tech preview as well at some point, but that's probably going to be in December. Very much looking forward to that. And they had that flight model closed group, and maybe we'll see some more, or they'll talk about some flight model updates for atmospheric flight and that sort of jazz. Sharing the spotlight this month as well from sort of Nyx and 4.4 is the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2955. This looks likely to start on the 20th of November and is likely to be on Crusader Horizon, the Vision Center, the expo hall there. What goes on at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? All of the ships that CIG have ever sold or concepted or whatever go on sale again. Well, almost all, because things like the Saber Raven, like promo ships and that sort of stuff, they don't. But pretty much everything, and they sell in waves. Rare ships as well, capital ships like the Idris and Javelin, very expensive things. But you can also test these ships out for free, the ones that are flyable anyway, at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, so be interesting to see if they do that with the Idris. By all rights, they should, but that could cause some server problems on Aegis Day. So yeah, typically every day or two, a new manufacturer or set of manufacturers will take over the expo hall, and you can rent their ships for free, but also there's often a load of cool stuff to see at the expo halls. We don't know how they're going to do it, if it's going to be they're changing the expo hall like they've done previously, where they go today's Drake Day or whatever, load of Drake ships there, a load of Anvil ships on Anvil Day, whatever, that you can then walk around and interact with during the expo. But it's possible they might just go, well, there's actually just one set expo hall and you have to go to consoles, little kiosks, to rent your ships, and that's the thing that changes every day. I prefer the former rather than the latter. There's also going to be a load of new ships and vehicles turning up. The RSI Perseus is probably going to be the crown jewel this time around. Relatively large, heavy gunboat with some really, really big cannons on it. I'll be doing a spoiler warning ship rumor video about some of the other stuff that has been talked about in the coming days. So yeah, Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, super excited for that. CIG's funding is already at 110 million for this year. Let me put that in context. The best year they've ever had is 117 million. So there's 7 million off that, and there's 2 months to go, and the biggest event of the year for them financially. So I think they could easily make 40 plus million by the end of the year. So 150 million by the end of the year total. That would be absolutely smashing records. And hopefully all that funding goes into making a better game. They do spend the money on the game for the most part, it seems. You might argue that things like the screening room, like the little cinema they've put in at the Manchester studio, are excessive, but I actually think they're pretty cool, and they are trying to improve the studio, attract more talent, have a really, really cool tech campus, but also just get creative juices flowing and try and make a better game. I'm going to hijack the This Week in Star Citizen post from CIG, or at least a bit of it, for some context about what's going on in the verse currently and this week. Later today, you're going to have a RSI subscriber monthly newsletter. Might be some interesting new flare items there as well to do with Vandal or the Nyx system, stuff like that. Wednesday, we're going to have a roadmap update. CIG have said that this is just going to be a light follow-up to the last one we had on 4.4, so we might see a minor feature or two added or something slip, but it's more likely just to confirm some bits going, oh yeah, this is no longer tentative, this is confirmed as coming in 4.4. Also Wednesday, we've got the monthly report for effectively October for what CIG have been working on for the last few weeks. This is very, very exciting for me because we've just had CitizenCon last month. We've got Nyx fixing the 4.4 patch. We've got engineering being tested, crafting coming, new ships and vehicles on the horizon with the IAE. It's going to give us a load of hints at stuff. It's going to give us a load more context for stuff. And I absolutely love the monthly reports. They are a huge resource for development information. Alpha 4.3.2 is the current live build. It has some annoying bugs. Annoyingly as well, doesn't look like those bugs that have been preventing me completing some missions are going to be fixed until 4.4 goes live. But there is a limited time event currently on, the Frontier Fighters finale. That event continues as Amelia Boyd, the leader of the dangerous Frontier Fighters, has been spotted in Stanton. In response, Citizens for Prosperity and Headhunters have mobilized, aiming to take down Boyd and her forces once and for all. Operations now are focusing on disabling the enemy's ability to regen by destroying medgel recharge stations and intercepting key targets along flight routes. You can go back and do earlier phases of this event, but there is a new stage to the event starting on Thursday at 4 PM UTC. So phase 3, the takedown part of this, which adds a Polaris hunt to the event. You can support both Citizens for Prosperity and Headhunters separately and get all the rewards because there are some permanent rewards for this limited event and participating. The Day of the Vara has come to an end as well. CIG will be putting up the winners of the pumpkin decorating and horror story competition. Zin and I are planning to contact some of the winners of the horror stories, or just horror stories that we like that were made, and ask if we can make them into lore videos. If you are in the Czech Republic, in Prague, there's a Bar Citizen World Tour. It's the last stop they're making this year. So CIG, some of their team are going there, and if you're around that area, go check that out. That's on Saturday. If you want to get CIG to turn up at a Bar Citizen in 2026, there is a section on Spectrum that you can go to, a little forum post there that you can share suggestions for cities, regions, and events you'd like to see. CIG gave a shout out to the TTO community with their recent 400-player event in Lorville. That's some solid server stress testing. Also, the sign-ups for the Daymar Rally 2956 are open, which is going to be awesome. I really like the Daymar Rally, but also I like seeing how it changes each year. And with the Genesis on the horizon, I think like 2027, it's going to be really interesting for the Daymar Rally as a lot of this stuff changes and becomes a lot easier, a lot more accessible, a lot more about speed rather than avoidance. Anyway, if you want to get involved with this one, sign up before the 3rd of January. We're going to be covering loads this month, so obviously we're going to have a summary of the monthly report. We're going to look at all the patch notes and gameplay of 4.4 and any other tech preview or whatever that comes into our hands as well. As soon as these things go to a wider PTU, we'll be able to show this stuff as well, more than just tell. Any roadmap updates we'll be covering. If there's hints at releases for 4.4.1 and December's release, Luminalia, that sort of Christmas event, we'll talk about all that. The Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is going to be a big part of our coverage this month, so we'll do a video every day looking at what's at the expo and what you can buy, sort of ship buyer's guide, and talk about all the new ships and vehicles as well. Individual videos about those ships and vehicles typically. We're going to be trawling the forums for dev responses and community drama, just loads of stuff. We cover pretty much everything Star Citizen related here. In some other little bits of news, I've been playing loads of Arc Raiders. I really like it, especially now that I'm slightly less anxious and nervous about playing it. I have a lot more fun just with randoms, be it solo, be it in pairs, be it as 3-player groups. I've been selling and raiding lots of fruit in that. Oddly, it's a silly game. It's quite fun as a loot extractor, even if you don't like PvP. I think there is something there for you because there's a huge amount of PvE there and you don't have to fight other players, although sometimes you do get ambushed. Escape Simulator 2, Zin and I are playing that. That's pretty good fun. I'm looking forward to playing the community-made maps for that. It is just like a sandbox escape room building game, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. Something that I just want to sort of make people aware of. I got flu when I was at CitizenCon, and I then injured my shoulder, and I've only just started recovering. So I'm still pretty tired, and I apologise for phoning a lot of videos in, especially around the CitizenCon period. But we still had coverage, and I think that got the sort of information across. I hope that was okay with people. We've also been looking at getting sponsors from different things, different companies and different hardware and products that I think are useful for Star Citizen, be it Icon City or Pimax for their VR headsets, THRUSTMASTER for their joysticks and their cool Sol R range, and my beautiful, beautiful baby boy NordVPN. I hope you're enjoying the channel. please comment down below because it helps me work out what I'm going to do for my next video, what people think about certain subjects, what they like, what they don't like, but it also helps drive videos in the algorithm. And that's what I want to do. I want to have the biggest YouTube channel. I don't want that. That would be crazy. What I want is to inform you all about Star Citizen, enjoy informing you, doing that like I am at the moment, and continue to do that for the next decade or so. That's my 10-year plan. That's my plan until I'm 50. That's mad. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you think about 4.4 and EVOCATI builds and engineering. If you've been playing in any of those builds, tell me in the comments below. What are you expecting? What are you hoping for? What are you worried about? Is Alpha 4.3.2 just broken to you? Can't do anything? Or you're like, oh no, actually, I haven't had a problem. I don't know what people are talking about. Are you looking forward to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? And are you going to be purchasing yourself Perseus or one of the other ships and vehicles that'll be available, like an Idris or a Javelin? Or is that silly money? It is silly money, but you know, some people have that silly money to spend on spaceships. NordVPN. Click on the links to there. Get yourself some NordVPN and you get better accessibility, security, and privacy on the internet. Oh, awesome. I use NordVPN and you can too. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway. For November, we are giving away the latest in pristine technology, the Gray's Market Shiv, a heavy fighter with a bucket of weaponry, and the first compound ship in game. It is made up of a Cutlass and a load of other ships stuck together. It comes with lifetime insurance and a game package, all you need to play Star Citizen. But we're also bundling in a CitizenCon digital goodies pack, just loads of FPS items and stuff that you can put around your hangar and your base eventually. Just comment on any of our videos during the month to be in for a chance of winning that. Also, a big thank you to CIG for providing that prize. If you would like to further support the channel by clicking the join button under our videos and becoming a channel member or becoming a Patreon, then please do. It helps out a ton and enables us to make daily Star Citizen content, even when the YouTube algorithm or revenues are unkind. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click any of the affiliate links under our videos. That helps too. It gives us a little kickback. Share with us your feedback and what you'd like to see. We'll see you in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video.